Right, anyway, Terry, what kind of koi net would you recommend for catching koi for examination and overall ease of use? That's a good question. I always tend to go with the wooden handled ones because I just tend to find them easier. Obviously, the poles don't fill up with water. They're pretty sturdy as well. As ever, I mean, the Japanese nets are incredible. You don't really get them over here, and they cost a packet when they do. The hardwood handles are quite heavy on them. I'll never forget the first time on my first Japan trip when I picked one up, and I was very young at the time, and put that in the water. I was like, holy shit, it's just what I was supposed to do with this. It took me back, and they last forever. And I think the most important bit in this, rather than all the handle, is the actual pan on the net, because most manufacturers make the pan too shallow, and that really, there is an optimal perfect depth, because if you get the pan too deep, you create loads of opportunity for the koi as you're bringing it up to angle itself to make a nice jump, and that's the last thing that you want. And too shallow, as you're bringing the fish up, the likelihood is you're going to do scale or potential fin damage, and that drives me potty as well. And that's the thing the Jap guys got absolutely perfect with those nets, is the depth of the pan, absolutely superb, and the material that they use for the net as well, because that's one you've got to sort of balance in the water. If it's too fine, you're going to get too much drag, and you're going to be chasing your fish around all day long. And if it's too coarse, that tends to be nasty and can cause a bit of damage as well. But sorry, the ones, so to put it easy, the ones I use at the minute, because I accessibly are, is the Norfine hardwood handle ones. They're perfect for me. Work a treat. It gets a nice depth on the pan. They just tick all the boxes, really. So that is what I would recommend out there right now. And I use the round ones as well. I've got a few of the D nets that are more for when we've got the little fish, just getting a decent scoop of them up when they're in the corners. But yeah, the round ones be absolutely perfect. So yes, anything else you think we should cover there, Martin?
The thing I would say about nets, again, we said it earlier on, but nets, perfect example of don't buy cheap rubbish. It'll break on you. You will end up spending far more money over and over and over again buying cheap nets. Buy good quality ones when you start off, and that will last you sometimes 20, 30 years if you buy a good quality net.
Agreed.
You know, cheap stuff, it's never the answer. I know everyone's got a budget.
Economy thing, isn't it?
Yeah, if you can, everyone's got a budget, but get what you can. Buy the best that you can.
Not always buying to price either, because I think in that case, I think a lot of the aluminium handled ones that are generally more expensive, I tend to find the least reliable, because the way they're connected, the amount of that, I'll just snap the pan nets off over the years. I just wouldn't waste the money on one, quite frankly.